Bungie was acquired by Sony for $3.6 billion.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
do you feel, and I want to hear from both of you, especially because we're all Bungie guys, and like we said it last week, we've cut our teeth on these games. We love what Bungie was, and we're hoping they get to that point again. But do you think if we're having another high guard moment here, and I don't want to be doom and gloom with all this, but 1.2 million sold, they acquired him for 3.6 billion. Do you think they give him another chance, or do you think this might be the end? Not to be too drastic, but we've seen it throughout the industry. We just talked about Blue Point not too long ago, but do you think they just kind of Bungie goes away and they just take talent and spread it throughout the rest of their live service initiatives, or and the real question I want to ask you both: are we still playing and talking about Marathon in 3 months, like we kind of been talking about other games, like Mio? Like again, me and Dave had the honeymoon phase of Mio, but I haven't thought about Mio that much at all the rest of this year, and it was January. It was just a couple months ago. But so it's like a two-part question. I want to
Yeah.
send to you guys. Do you think that there's a way that Marathon survives and continues? Because like they said, the active players have stayed around that 39 to 45,000 mark, and it kind of sticks around that. It did do like a bit of a jump for them for raid weekend, but yeah. So I'll pose that to you, Dave, because I haven't heard from you in a little bit. But do you think that 1.2 million is enough to not only sustain Marathon, keep us talking about it, keep us playing for let's just say for the next 3 months, and do you think it's enough for Bungie to continue to exist and then to continue to bring us some other games like Destiny 3 or sorry, drop my mic, everybody. Destiny 3 or any other games that might be in their in their chamber right now.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see some repercussions from this launch. Unfortunately, I mean, I just saw Epic Games, the powerhouse, Fortnite, the one game to rule them all. They just had a huge layoff, huge cuts over with their developers, just because the game, Fortnite's not, it's had this, historical run, but even that game's slipping, and you see what happens. They're not bringing in enough money, and a bunch of people just lost their jobs, and we've seen it all over the industry right now in gaming. And unfortunately, I think we'll see something go on here with Bungie. Unfortunately, it's all about the money. In everything in the world, not just gaming, but every industry. Are the shareholders, are the profits going up? Like, what did you say they acquired Bungie for? How much money?
3 point.
Yeah, that's
Pretty penny, right?
they're going to be pissed. There's going to be some people that are not happy about this game. I don't know, unless it's like a long-term strategy. Like you said, maybe there's more things in the pipeline. I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs of it to speak intelligently on it, but maybe like Destiny 3, other things are in the works. But if this was, it seems weird, like you acquire this studio for all that money, and then it's like, all right, here's a big, Marathon. This is our big thing, and I don't know. It's I think it will be a very like you said. There's those teams. There's those guys that are out there that they got the same three they've been working with, and they're gonna grind and get the goal. There's a phase of life where that would be us. If we had a little more free time right now, I think we would be those three guys just going in, getting everything. And we've tried a little bit, but just being as busy. Like, I'm pissed we didn't get to do the raid, but it was just like life happens, and we didn't get to level 25 in time, and so we didn't get to be a part of it. I'm not upset with the gatekeeping. People call it gatekeeping because it's like, I understand. I have twins. We're busy. We're work. Like, it's 25. It doesn't take that long to get to level 25. So I'm not like upset. This game wasn't made for me. So I'm just like, well, it's just one of those things. Like, that sucks. We didn't have enough time to do it. But I'm not like, it's not like it was level 50 or level 100 where it's just like, are you kidding me? Like, it's a reasonable, requirement. You got to understand the game before you go into this kind of advanced mode. But what else do I have to say on it? That might be it. Unless you guys spark anything else, I'm kind of losing train of thought. I want to play more Marathon though. I wish we got to do the raid with you. It sounds pretty cool. But yeah, it's one of those things with you see the numbers and stuff. It was, not even close. I don't want to compare it to High Guard, but that's the fresh thing in everyone's mind where it was like, it's like, man, if people loved High Guard, or like if we knew High Guard was going to stick around, we might be tempted to put a little more time in. Yeah, but and now with Marathon, it's kind of that's how the world is now. It's like, well, is this game? Are they going to drop another raid 3 months from now? Like, is it worth putting your time into? I mean, if you're having fun, you're having fun. You waste time. We all waste time, like we're just watching shows that we enjoy, like whatever. Like if you enjoy the game, play the game. Like don't be thinking long term. I don't know. I know you guys when we played. I was at first wasn't loving it, and then it eventually started kind of growing on me. I don't know if it was because of if the game is good or if it's because I was playing with a couple buddies, and it's fun that any game where you're playing, essentially 3-player co-op. I know it's multiplayer, but I see it as like we're doing these missions together. It's the co-op elements. That's what makes it fun. But like you said, with the solo gamers, it isn't designed for busy dads. You have that nap time window, and it's like, do you have time to text the guys and coordinate? Like, let's go do a couple things, or do you want to hop on by yourself? Like you said, Nick, you could hop on solo. You might have 1 hour to play. You could do a couple drops by yourself, but then it's like, where does that go long term if you can't do any raids by yourself? I mean, that's part of it. Going back to Halo, there was thing, but then again, it's like you could play Halo by yourself for a couple hours, but then there's also things you wanted to do with a squad. So I don't know.
No, I think you hit a bunch of great points, Dave, and a lot of things I didn't even think about. So it's something definitely to, keep our eyes on. Right, that's what we're going to continue to do. I think I got to get you guys up to snuff, so at least we can hit that raid together to really get our final, like we have our complete thoughts on the game. Because yeah, playing the raids with randos is not the same as playing with the boys. And you're right, it does add that extra couple points for all of us. We have fun together. We yell at each other. It's like revive me, and
Yeah.
Nick pulling that clutch play where he the guys kill us all, but they forgot Nick didn't die and he self revives,
Yeah,
takes out the team, brings us all back. It's you get those high moments
definitely.
that I feel like, and I still stand by this. I feel like the high highs in that game beat the low lows. Like, yeah, you lose some gear, but then you're like, next run you get like better gear than you had that you lost, and then the cycle continues. And
There's
but
nothing better than wiping. There's nothing like, but that's the thing. A lot of games have that. That's it. That feeling of wiping a team. Whether it's an extraction shooter or a battle royale or anything. Like that's why I'm so. It's tough. This is a tough episode. Like Crimson Desert and Marathon. It's just like I don't know how to feel. Like it's fun to wipe a team, but it's also fun to wipe a team in a lot of things. So it's fun to explore Crimson Desert, but it's also fun to explore a lot of other games too. So it's like
don't you
there's
think it's
nothing.
fun too though when like you go to loot and me and Nick don't let you read anything and we steal all the shit before you can get anything?
Yeah, that's what the listeners need to know. I've only got a couple hours into marathon. I'm like, okay, we wipe a team. I think I killed 2 out of the 3 guys, so I'm feeling good. And I'm like, it takes me 10 minutes to loot a backpack because I'm trying to figure out what the items are, and then they all start disappearing.
I know I was basically cannon fodder that one match, and I got all the best stuff because he was like, "Let me just check this backpack while you do
But
that."
I don't. I'm not a. I don't consider myself like a angry or frustrated gamer. Like some people they wouldn't speak the rest of the night. It's like you take their gun, But I don't care. It's like whatever. I'm still having fun. I don't care if someone takes the blue gun or whatever. But
And I was the same way when Nick took my blue shield and kept lying to us that he found it on someone else. I was like, "You're lying. Just tell me the truth."
I did find it on someone else, but you made a great point. It was the guy that killed you and took it.
He gaslight me. He's like, "No, it was on someone else." I was like, "I know who it was on. The guy that stabbed me in the back." And and
So it
that's the
was
thing
his
about my
shield at
life.
that point.
yeah,
That's the nature of those games. And like we've talked about, once you've accepted that, no matter what extraction shooter you're playing, it makes it so much better. But again, and like to your point, Dave, these moments right now where we're laughing and having fun, we had it when we played Battlefield together. We had it when we played High Guard together. We would have it if we were all playing Diablo together, right? Like it's just you're
yeah.
right. Any of those games will elicit that emotion from us, but
It's like where do you want to have those emotions? What world is it?
Is it Marathon? Is it,
Yeah,
like you said, is it Halo? Is it, you know what I mean? Like, and I agree. But right now and that's a great point to bring up. That's maybe why I'm so high on it, because I have that moment now in in Marathon and in Tau Ceti, and when we do the raid together, we might. What happens if we win it? Right? What if we're the last group standing? We take out the boss, we extract with
we will
gold
be.
stuff, reds. You know what I mean? Like there's like unique, so that you can get like a unique trace rifle. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And like, and then you're the one that gets to kill Dave, and Nick snatches it out of the backpack and sprints to the extract before we can catch him. You know, but no, he just logs off, gets off Discord, like quits the podcast. He's like, I just can't did all this to get that trace
Just
rifle.
ratted out.
Before we can close the loop on Marathon, I want to ask you boys, and just a quick yes or no from you. Are we still playing Marathon in 3 months? And two part for the yes and no. And do you think that are we still playing it, and is it still around in 3 months? Nick.
I think it will still be around in 3 months. I think maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I think they're going to do everything they can to inject player numbers into it. And Bungie's no fool to making good content. So I think if they really step back and say, okay, we got to get more people in here, or Sony puts the hammer down on them, like, look, we got to fix something or do something. I think it has the potential to do that. As it stands right now, if the game is what it is now, I would play if we all hopped on intermittently, but by myself, I will not be playing. I'll probably will have it uninstalled in 3 months unless we regularly hop in every now and again for, as a squad. And I think all it would take is another game more polished that we all enjoy, that's a 3-person squad, that we would pick that up, and kind of Marathon would take the back seat, because I think ultimately with these looter shooters, for me, or extraction shooters, it happened with Arc Raiders. It just kind of gets stale. You've kind of been there, done that. You've played the maps. It's fun. You've gotten the gear. You've lost the gear. And so then you kind of go like, all right, well, what's left? What's left in the game? Am I going to grind out to get a cosmetic shell and still play the same maps? I mean, they're gonna have to constantly pump new maps, new content, new enemies, new gear in it to keep it fresh. And if they do that, then I think we'll still be playing. But if they don't, then yeah, I think I'll fall off.
Dave?
will it be around? Yes. Will we be playing? I think that could be a yes. Well, obviously all these other single player games sporadically will pull us, but for like what we play as a squad, what else? What else is coming in terms of Like now, there's possibility. Battlefield could try to push a bigger comeback. We know there's talks of the ship to shore, coming. Maybe they'll do some more stuff with the battle royale. I could see us hopping back in and out of the Battlefield. It's still a great game, but yeah, it's a weird time. I feel like we don't have something that's a set. I mean, Marathon is that right now for the three of us to hop on and play. So 3 months from now, what else is going to take that spot? We'll be playing Crimson Desert. There's other Pragmata. All these things will pull us in the single player direction. So I guess that's the question: if we are we going to just spend these next few months just like playing all these single player games? That's a possibility, But it's fun to have something to play with friends. So what? Overwatch pulled us in a little bit. I don't know. It's interesting. That's June. Are we going to be playing Marathon in June? We'll see. Sorry, that's a long-winded.
No, it's
It,
a difficult
it's awesome.
question, because there's
Yeah.
and I want you guys, this is how I'm going to approach it. What I hope we are still playing, because to Nick's point, they're doing all the things that are required of a live service game to keep it interesting and stuff. And I hope we're all still playing together, and I hope it's still around. As things stand now, as we see it now, as we see the numbers, I feel like, unfortunately, realistically, it's a no. Unfortunately, what I see is what we've seen over and over again, and I don't want it to be true. But even you, Dave, and thank you for giving me that info, because I was not aware of the Fortnite stuff. I think we're going to see the dreaded email of Marathon's coming down and there's layoffs at Bungie. I don't want to see these things happen, and I hope the optimistic part of me is that it's a yes, we're still playing, even with all these great single player games that are pulling us left and right, that we're still making time maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks to the boys to hop in, do a couple runs, prep for a raid, do the raid whenever we can, and still having fun and doing different maps. But
Yeah.
so to put it on a bow for me, hope, yes. Realistically, no, unfortunately, is what I'm feeling right now, and I hope that changes in the future.